Good job, Kent. Very well done, Kent. Okay. Okay, I have a lot of words here. Yeah, a lot of things to say. First off, I want to thank everyone who has made it here today. I know not everyone knows who I am, and chances are you don't know everyone in this room here today, but I want to take a moment and have everyone look around in the room at each other. Every single person in this room has directly impacted Blake and Katie's life, and in some way, shape, or form, you have helped create this exact moment. They would not have become the people they are today if it wasn't for you. And what a celebration for all of us to gather. Thank you so much for everything you've all done over the years for Blake and Katie. And honestly, I think we should all pat ourselves on the back. Blake and Katie, you're welcome. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet, but sometimes that seems to be a problem for me. I want to first talk about Blake. Blakey. How does it feel to know that you have not only one, but two older brothers who are smarter, more athletic than you are? And to top it all off, both of us are better golfers. How does that feel? How does that feel? It must have been tough growing up with such a huge shadow to live under. Shadows. Speaking of shadows, remember that solar eclipse that we had a few months ago that lasted only a few minutes? Man, your entire life has been a solar eclipse. That was pretty good. All right, so I wanted to share the last couple of years with you all. Blake graduated college and packed up and moved to Rockford, Illinois for a new job. He was the second George Simpling out of all of us to move away from home. And Kent was still at home being Kent. So then Blake ended up moving to Columbus, Ohio. And he spent a few years there and met a number of people, as you guys can clearly tell, while he was there. And they honestly became lifelong friends. Blake really did love his time in Ohio. And honestly, I believe it was then, when he moved to Ohio, when he really became the man he is today and started his journey. His whole demeanor, his attitude, his approach to life, he was really becoming the man that he was always meant to be. So I thank you, the Ohio team over there. But with all that said, there was just still something missing, but I couldn't put my finger on it. So fast forward, he continued to excel at his career. He got a job promotion that moved him to BC. Yeah. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. Okay, let me find myself here. I know leaving Ohio was one of the hardest things that he's ever had to do in his entire life, but I knew it would be one of the most best and rewarding things he's ever done. So his first weekend, I flew up and I helped him move in again. Fortunately, this time for me, his company paid all of his moving expenses. So when I got there, I really didn't have much to do. And we pretty much just partied and saw the sights, and that was a lot of fun. It was a good time. But Blake, however, man, your apartment was absolutely terrible. I mean, the amount of money you were paying for that place, that dump was... He had no washer and dryer, no dishwasher, had to wash every single dish by hand. I don't know how you did it, man. And I swear, every time the guy above him got up at about 3:30 in the morning and like did yoga and everything. All right, so we're gonna fast forward here. Okay, so I leave that weekend and about 7 or 8 months pass, and then I get a phone call from Blake that he's going out on a date. Dating was not going well for Blake in DC. And I thought about it. And you know what? I came up with the reason why. He just wasn't finding any good women out there with an exceptional dog. Until that date when he met Katie. And Katie wasn't just a good woman. She was a great woman with a great dog. Who would have thought that Blake would have ended up being so lucky to find someone with that double threat combination? So Blake and Katie went on several dates, and things were progressing, and then I got a phone call from Blake, and he said, "Kyle, I got some news." "What's that, Blake?" "I'm gonna ask Katie to be my girlfriend." "That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you." So after the call, I'm very single, by the way, just to let everybody know. Yeah. Single ladies anywhere, I'm single. It's got really warm in here, by the way. Okay, all right. Okay, so after the call, I thought to myself, well, now obviously I've got to go meet this girl and give my stamp of approval. Everyone in my family knows that I have the final decision on these matters. Like, for instance, Charlie, our brother-in-law. If you didn't get my approval, I hate to break it to you, Miranda would not have married you. Okay? That's the kind of power that I have in this family. So, luckily, a short time after, I had a work trip up in DC. So we planned the trip and we made it happen. So the big night came. I was gonna meet this Katie girl, who was the only one awesome girl in DC that Blake met who had an awesome dog. We didn't have anything big planned, only to have Katie come over and we were gonna cook some steaks. So I'm sitting there on the couch and Blake gets the phone call from Katie that she's at the front door and come let her in. So I'm sitting there and I hear the footsteps of them walking up the stairs, the door's open. And truth be told, I was actually kind of nervous. I mean, I have to make a somewhat good impression too here. I knew Blake really did like her, and she could take one good look at me and go, "I'm out of here." Just going back out the front door and taking the dog with me. I gotta find myself here. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay, so, and in walks Katie. And Katie is holding a bottle of wine and hands it to me. Katie, it's a great start. It's a really great start. So we sat down and we got to know each other, and one of the things I first noticed was pretty much immediately her beautiful big smile, her amazing laugh, and her equally beautiful and fun personality. She just lived the room. All of my nervousness went away, and our conversation was simply effortless. I knew immediately that we were going to be just fine. Then I got a little angry. And it wasn't really anger, it was really more jealousy than anything else. How the hell did Blake get her? I mean, she's clearly way too good for him. She should just move down to Miami with me. There are 0 great women in Miami. I'm telling you right now. Okay. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. So we had a great first night together, and honestly, things could not have gone any better. And what was really cool was to see how they interacted with each other. It was clear to see that Katie was the yin to Blake's yang. And the two of them being together just made sense. And I was so happy for both of them. So then I traveled to DC several more times and got to spend more time with Katie and Blake, and things were progressing wonderfully. I also found out that Katie is an incredible athlete, super competitive. Every time we would come visit them, I would come visit them, we would always play a bunch of games, like rummy cubes, card games, things like that. And ladies and gentlemen, Katie won every single game. Every single time. So that got me thinking again. Katie's smart, competitive, athletic. Like, that solar eclipse you've been living under, it just got a lot bigger with Katie. She's a lot smarter and way more athletic than you are. Okay, so I'll start wrapping this up with some other emotional stuff. The good Lord provides, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He really does. There's not a day that goes by that I don't thank God for everything that he has given me and my family. He's been so good to us. When it comes to weddings, 2 different families come together, and unfortunately, it's not always roses and butterflies for everyone. But for us, in the Georges, and I speak for our entire family, Katie and the entire Patchett family are a huge addition to the George family. And we could not be more blessed to have you part of it. Bill and Vera, you are such wonderful people and have such an amazing family and daughter. Thank you so much for everything you've done to raise, teach, and shape Katie into the absolutely amazing person that she is today. We are so blessed for your support. And to Mother, I don't know where you are. There you are, Mother. As most everyone knows in this room, we lost our brother 9 years ago. Mother, we were dealt a pretty rough hand, losing Dad. If it wasn't for you and your strength, your faith and commitment, keeping our family strong and our faith strong, not one of us would have gotten out of that tough time. Thank you for always being there and for being the rock of our family. We're almost done. Okay. And to Katie, it really is sad that you were not able to meet our dad, but I want to let you know and take a second that he would have loved you very much. And he would have called you a daughter and loved you, just like he loves all of us. You now too have an angel looking over you. And lastly, boy, you are more like Dad than any of us. I know a part of us are all here sad that he is not here to be with you, but he would be so proud of you and what you've accomplished. Your work ethic, your values, what you stand for, your morals, everything you work towards in life. He'd be so happy for what you've done. You've always been a great brother, and even more, a great role model for our entire family. I love you, man. So everyone please raise a glass to the bride and groom, and may God bless y'all's new life together.